Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's 3-Wide TV broadcast of the 2024A OSCA Weekend Woodsmen Series from Long Beach for the Ram Racing Concepts 110. I'm Nathaniel Cherry. Alongside me is Carlos Acosta and Race Clark. Vic Bloom's also in here, but he's doing race control, so he'll be a bit busy. It's going to be a fun night. We have a feature and then a sprint. Backwards from the usual. It's going to create some fun racing in the second half here. Race is your second night up in the booth here. What do you expect?
And I'm a little more warmed up, Nathaniel, to the series now and how we're doing things tonight. Race 1 a little longer. Race 2 a sprint with an invert. Really excited about that. Really excited to see we got a couple new faces. Jess Story, Cameron Rich, at least to me. Excited to see what their pace is like. Really excited how the Long Beach streets shake up.
It's definitely going to be tough to pass. We were talking about here before we went live here, so it's going to be important for some of those names that you mentioned to make sure that they do show their speed in qualifying here. Otherwise, it may be an adventure for them, especially with how tight some of these corners are. And we saw kind of, I guess, a broadcast favorite maybe from this season. We've been admiring them this season, trying to get that win. Kynan Jones was a second faster than anybody else during practice, so definitely a name to watch here as the times start to go on the board. All right, Carlos, we're looking at the points. Awesome, thank you. All right, so going into this week, Austin is still leading. Austin Beers with 455 points. Dylan Thomas only 15 points back. And we were talking before the broadcast here as well about this. None of this really matters too much other than like the top 6 in points, because OSCA is rewarding winners and lowest incidents for some spots in the chase, as well as a fan-voted driver, I'm pretty sure is how it's working. So we'll have more info on that hopefully next week. But you look over to the team standings, that is relevant. Shifty Sports has currently a 35-point lead over Do Good. South Shore's not far behind, and Weekend Woodsman is also over the 900-point plateau. So those 4 teams, we'll see how that battle continues as we get down to the final races of the season.
So, as you did mention, so right now, top 6, they're looking at points then on wins. You've got Gavel, Jake Scarborough, Tristan Millette, and then least incidents is Tim Conrad, Neil Rutt, and then, that 12th driver is going to be a voted driver. So.
Thank you, Vic. Thank you.
No
you described it a lot better than me. All right.
Yeah, trust me, it all makes sense in the end, but it's a little confusing.
All right, we got about 6 minutes left here, so let's hop into our picks. But before we get started on the picks, we just want to shout out Binks Designs here. Binks Design is a local New Jersey graphic design company that specializes in all of your custom apparel and tumbler needs. Check out their website in the description below or at binksdesigns.myshopify.com. All right, picks. Do we have picks for Matt, or are we just skipping
I don't have picks for Matt. We can bring him up at any point if you want to. Race, who you got? The only person you can't pick in half one is the 7th. So, who you got, buddy?
I say half one. I'd like to pick Cameron Rich.
Ooh.
That is a great pick.
He's in my house.
Okay. Yeah, let's bring Matt up.
All right. You gotta find him.
Where did he go? Is he not in the Discord?
He is not. So he will not
Okay.
get a pick. Screw him.
All right, dang.
So up next is you.
Yeah, I know, and now I'm scrambling. I thought I had time. I thought I knew who I want. Okay, I'm going to take the 45 of Katie Robbie.
Damn.
That's also a really great pick. So admittedly not a pick I had on who I was going to pick. Trevor didn't send me his pick, so next up it's Carlos.
Oh man. So that whew. Yeah, I was gonna be banking all my money on Katie Story, but you know what? He's gonna making his league debut on a trial basis. See how he's gonna do here tonight. He's an old teammate of mine and currently driving for my number 92 Toyota. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Jess Story.
Man, I am absolutely surprised by this pick. Just no part of me seen that coming. No part. I absolutely am shocked.
Stick to running leagues, Vic. I don't think you have a career as an actor.
It's okay. As me and Carlos both have those voices for silent movies and those looks for radio, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. You're too good-looking, gentlemen.
No, you're so wrong. Anyway, drivers, they want the 73 of Kynan Jones, as you mentioned. He was super quick So that is a very solid pick from them. So I wasn't sure who I wanted to pick earlier this week, and then it came to me. Actually, well, that's not true. It didn't just come to me. He kind of just said, "Hey, by the way, I'm racing this week." I'm gonna go with the 15 of Dallas Mine.
Good pick.
That's a
He's
choice.
back in his old rig where he felt the most comfortable at.
Yeah, so that's my pick. And Goody, he sent me his picks. And well, Goody's gonna have to settle for his third.
Neil Rutt.
No, his third pick is DJ Weeks in the 20.
Not a horrible pick.
It's not a bad pick at all, but I don't know that I had a pick. I don't. DJ is not. Yeah, I don't know.
He's not on track
We'll
at the
see.
moment, otherwise I would show him.
Yeah.
But he did sit down.
Anyway, that is all the picks.
What team is he driving for tonight?
He is driving the 20 car tonight. For
So what
NAL.
team? Thank you.
Sorry.
No, and Carlos, we still have 3 minutes here, so I don't know if we want to wait. a
Yeah, I
second,
think
or
I think we
wanna
got time.
just-
Yeah, go ahead and cue it out for me.
All right, and before we get to our grid here, before we get started for the night, we have a message from one of our sponsors.
Be sure to check out Tim Mayo Conrad and the Weekend Woodsman crew on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button to get notifications when a new video drops, and check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy the race.
We're back. Oh, I think
right,
we're
we're
back.
back.
Sorry about that. My computer just panicked.
We
It's
got the
okay.
gist.
We have a second half to do them right. I can't wait for Thanksgiving weekend when we get to do that video. It's so good. All right, we still have 2 minutes left in qualifying here. We're watching Zach Evans right now. Kynan Jones currently has the fastest time by about 2/10 over Katie Robbie. Roberto also on track here at the moment. Now, if you're not super fast at road courses, like myself, I guess, what would you be doing here? Would you be trying to set time, or would you just be sitting at the back and hoping for incidents race?
Yeah, I'd say I feel because I like doing road courses, but I just don't have the speed in a stock car. So what I like to do is just hope for attrition because, you know, a lot of people, you got some road ringers who are going to get their elbows out. You got other people who aren't doing too hot, but maybe feel a little more confident. A lot of potential for attrition, get some easy spots, and maybe a top 10, top 5, who knows?
Yeah, that's a good point, especially at a tight track like this. You never know what could happen. Could have some major competitors taken out. Looking at Adam Peeler, setting some laps now, just went around the fountain. And I'm just realizing now that I guess they had 7 laps that they could set, so...
No.
Kynan
That's not 7 laps that they can set. That's.
No, it is. If you look at the actual session, they had 10 minutes or 7 laps.
Oh, is
So
it
they
really?
could have set. Yeah, so they could have set 7 laps. So Kynan set 5. Katie Robbie was out there for 4 laps, only set 2 lap times. Him and Rich 3. Roberto had 3. Yeah, so a lot of people were taking advantage of the extra laps, which explains why we've seen some people out on the track for as long as we have. But it's about to all come to a close here. Austin Beers gets one final lap in. Or is that him coming across the line? Yeah, he doesn't have enough time. And we are going to have our starting grid here in a couple of moments here. We can say Kynan Jones did hang on to the pole position, and Katie Robbie will be starting on the front row alongside him. Should I just keep going, Carlos? Or...
Yeah, I think we are having.
Alrighty. Alright,
Yeah, go ahead and start it off.
All right, Cameron Rich is also going to be starting off in 3rd place. Gilberto Javier Gamera in 4th. Ray Bracey 5th, Jake Scarborough will be joining him on the 3rd row in 6th, Ryan Gavel in 7th alongside Ty McIntosh, a couple of shifty sports cars on the same row, that is. Drew Eidsman in 9th place, Jeff Story in 10th, making his debut tonight, Vincent Isabella in 11th, and Zach Evans in 12th.
Got DJ Weeks in 13th, James Watson starting 14th, Tristan Millette 15th, Dallas Myhan 16th, Dylan Thomas 17th, Adam Pillar 18th, Dave Carpenter 19th, and Thomas Capiano 20th.
And as we continue to look down here at the rest of the field here, Brett Jones in 21st, Caden Tufts 22nd, Austin Beers must have not had a fun time during qualifying. You usually see him a bit higher than where he is, but he's in 23rd to start tonight. Mac Hackerthorn in 24th. Alex Kenton, Neil Rutt, Jordan Tarble, Tim Conrad, and Rashid Coles round out the field. None of those drivers from Caden Tufts further on down set actually an official time, whether that be to an instant or not. About 30 seconds here before the pace truck gets rolling here. I believe it's just like a half a lap pacing, and then we'll go green, so it'll be pretty quick here.
Yep.
I wonder
Just
if
so
the
you
boys
guys
are
know,
gonna...
I've
Go
lost
ahead.
my main feed, so I'm working on getting that back.
All right, 10-4. I wonder if we're going to see any action right into turn 1, or are they going to be patient here? It is a long first half, 36 laps. It's going to take around an hour, or I guess 45 minutes. So, do you think they're going to push hard, or are they going to buy their time here?
I feel like you're going to see a mixture, of strategy, which is always where the chaos comes in. You maybe have a couple guys want to take it easy, but the guy behind them thinking quite the opposite, run you over. We're going to have to find out here down in turn 1. Very treacherous, those tire barriers on the outside will get you.
Yeah, for sure. And then you don't have much of a relief because if you go too hard to the next set of corners, you're going to end up in some water.
It's like no break at all. I'm even right here starting, just taking this hairpin is treacherous. Here we go.
All right, we're about to get going green here. Kynan Jones has control of the field. Green flag is out. And a good jump for Kynan. Gets a bit of wheel spin on the second phase of it. And Katie Robbie's alongside the inside of him. And Katie Robbie's going to take the lead into turn 1. Will they be able to clear Kynan? And the answer is no. Kynan's able to get their nose inside. Force on the line. Katie is into the wall. Cameron Rich on the inside of Katie Robbie as well. And they're going to single file out into the mountain section.
Gonna get away with that one right there. Kynan Jones keeps the lead.
Some aggressive driving from Kynan, but nothing that I don't think was unwarranted. That was a good defense, and I think Katie just tried to hang on for a bit too long.
Agreed. That was an investment, especially around here. Getting cleared before the fountain will pay dividends.
Looks like their car is fine, no harm, no foul. Ray Bracey, how about a couple positions made up here to start, up in 4th place.
What I'm talking about. Start out one by one pretty quick. Apologies there, Nathaniel.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, but like as you're saying, they're spread out. Oh, did Ray Bracey lock their brakes?
Oh.
Ray Bracey just went straight on.
Man, was that okay? It looks to be almost like a wheel failure or disconnect or something.
I think it looked like he like wheel hopped or something, and then he decided that he just wanted to get out of everybody's way. Oh, someone else just also went straight on behind him there. I don't know if we saw who that was.
It's like Ray's car is okay, so good pick.
And as we were mentioning, everybody is single file pretty quickly here. It's now pretty much down to saving your tires, when you're going to pit. I think Vic was saying they can go about 21 laps on fuel tonight. 21 to 22 laps on fuel. Let's see. He said it somewhere. I swear I'm not crazy. But anyways, 21 to 23 laps, he did say. Awesome. 21 to 23 laps on fuel tonight. So it's going to be, do you want to push all the way to the fuel window, or are you going to short pit and try and get fresh tires before everyone else does?
Great question, honestly. I'd say if I'm up front and I'm pacing the field pretty well, I'd try to hold on to them tires. But if you're in the back, a short pit can really pay dividends. You can end up playing the invert to your advantage into race number 2. We'll have to see what people do when we get closer to that window.
You're also talking about that invert. That could be something that becomes an even more interesting battle than the ones up front when we get to the final couple laps here. You may see those people that are in that 14th, 15th, 16th, even the 13th place. They're going to be really fighting hard for those final 2 invert spots before we go on to half number 2, because track position is really important.
Agreed. They have someone, you know, just hanging on, end up finishing 13th, 14th. Now all of a sudden they're leading the race.
Kind of Jones continues to pace up front here. He's got Cameron Rich about half a second behind him, but not really any pressure from Cameron at this point. Cameron is a pretty smart driver, won't force the issue right away, but I do believe that as this race clicks on, if they're still within the range that they are right now, they'll want to make a move.
Agreed. Long race, you know, a lot of miles here. And Cameron Ridge can just kind of pace right now, find his pace, maybe start to chip down, but also got Katie Robbie right behind him. Let's see.
Also have Ryan Gavel up now in 4th place. Has made quite a few passes since the start. Up 3 positions, I think, in total, which is pretty impressive in only 3 laps here at Long Beach. It's now going to be the fun part of the race where us up here in the booth are trying to find things to talk about.
The sweet Mountain Dew scheme.
That is a very nice paint scheme that Katie Robbie has on. What flavor of Mountain Dew is that?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. It's giving Cheeto, but clearly not. I gotta know.
Carlos, you should know. That's your driver.
Yeah. Let me hold on, I think I have it up in here. Let me give that a double check. Livewire.
Live wire.
I remember LimeWire used to give my computer the sickness.
Eternal sleep.
Tim Conrad, the birthday boy, is already pulled into the pits down 2 laps. I think he's decided that he didn't want to do this for his birthday, which is very fair.
Yeah, sit back, relax, enjoy the evening.
One driver who has dropped like a rock, I don't know if he's had any idea of what actually happened. Gilberto started 4th place, is now in 23rd.
Ooh.
Not sure if we can find out what happened.
Okay, well, I got my second feed now, or my primary feed is back up, so I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out what happened to Gilberto Javier Camaro.
It does look like the left front there has a significant dent, so we'll have to see what actually happened here. Adam Peeler almost making a move there on Jake Scarborough.
Ray Bracey recovering pretty well after that incident. Starting to pick up and put him down once again. Looking for another one. Perhaps not.
I'm sorry, that was not Jake Scarborough. That was Caden Tufts. Zach Evans.
I have a
announced on
replay.
The driver check. All right, awesome. Let's take a look
Go
at it
to the
here. Zach
multicam.
Evans dives into the pit.
Wow, this is nice.
Did he just get too close to this inside, or no, he just missed the corner. And he got some help. Oh, he had some help, but it's because Gilberto, I think, probably overcooked it off the corner, and I think the 77 of Drew was just kind of a passenger. There's not much he could have done. Looks like Beaufort's still going strong, though. But it's going to be a long night for Gilberto to try and hopefully get back up into 14th, as we were saying, and maybe get a good invert position.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like maybe the wheel was just cranked there. But yeah, thankfully still rolling. And like you said, can play that invert. Ray Bracey all over the rear end here. Who is that? Missed
Adam
him right
Peeler.
there. Adam Peeler under pressure right there, but hanging on side by side here. Tricky corner right there. That turn 6. I love wrecking cars right there.
And they're still going to be side by side, so they go down to the next set of corners here. Oh, and we've lost the feed.
We've lost the feed?
Woo!
No, it just the iRacing decided to switch away from a battle.
Yeah. I am currently trying to find the issue with Ray Bracey on lap 1, so it's otherwise
No
I would be
worries,
controlling
no
it right now.
No worries. We're just having a little bit of a NASCAR on Fox situation here. Meanwhile, up front, Cameron Rich is right on the back of Connor Jones at the moment.
Here's the replay. Oh yeah, just late braking and Honestly, for the safety of other drivers.
And how close was he to hitting that tire barrier there on the right? That
That's
was
pretty close.
That was almost the end of his night. If we look up front here, Cameron Rich for the past lap or so has been all over the back of Kynan Jones. And Katie Robbie is just waiting for something to happen very smartly.
Yeah, it's very interesting. They get side by side through the streets. And it takes one little bump.
There's a heart rate check. 145. I saw it earlier at 150.
We did get told. Oh, Cameron
Ooh.
Rich! Oh man, got a little loose. We did hear earlier from our friend who is, I believe, spotting for Tyler McIntosh tonight, Matthew Bayuk, in the booth sometimes this year, that Kynan Jones expected his heart rate to get to above 200 tonight. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. It's been locked at 145. I wonder if he's maxed it out and it's having a malfunction. There's no way his heart rate's been 145 for a half lap exactly. Maybe he's already above 200.
Looking calm and cool and collected regardless of the heart rate over there. Cameron Rich wheeling that thing, got right back up to the bumper. I'm sure Katie's enjoying this.
That little incident allowed Katie to catch up as well, as you're mentioning. Now almost within a second. So we have well and truly a three-car battle for the lead at the moment. Let's take a look at Drew Eisenman as he defends from Jeff's story right now. They just went through the fountain in that 3-wide TV car. Oh, and what's happened to the turn one here?
Dylan Thomas.
That is Dylan Thomas and Jake Scarborough.
Turn one.
Put it in place though.
We'll have to get a look here. See what happened. Dylan Thomas is well ahead of Jake Scarborough, so I wonder if Jake Scarborough just...
Oh,
Jake
that
Scarborough
was...
already there. Sorry, I got confused by two dark blue cars. So this happened with Jake. Did Jake wheel lock going into the turn one here? Wheel hop, that is. Sorry.
Yeah, just two separate incidents, huh?
Yeah, and then he was trying to loop it back around, and I guess it distracted Dylan a bit, and he missed his braking zone.
Special scheme
Wow,
for the 52 colon cancer awareness. The ribbon on his car. Gavel's going down Pier Road.
Ryan Gavel has some damage on the right front. I wonder if there's a meatball behind why he's in
let
the
me
pits.
see.
Let me see. He has a meatball. He does
He
have a
does.
meatball.
He does, yeah.
So we'll have to see what happened here.
James M. Racing on the YouTube chat saying GPS error clearly.
GPS error, yes. Garmin was not set up to do Long Beach for 36 laps. Still have a great battle here up front, all to within about 8/10 now at the moment. Now, if I'm in this three-car battle, I actually do want to be the first one to pit. Because if you're all running the same pace, you want to get that track position with those fresh tires and then just play defense the rest of the way.
I agree. Maybe get a little bubble with some clean air, just sit there and do some laps with some clean tires. All of a sudden, you're the leader.
Oh, Cam.
Because it is these three, and then there's a 15-second gap to fourth place Tyler McIntosh.
Wow. I'm not even taking notice of that yet. Very impressive.
And then it's the three of them battling, Tyler McIntosh, Drew Eisenman, Jess Story, and then it's another 10 seconds back to Tristan Millette. So we have two separate three-car battles, and then the rest of the field.
It's going to be interesting watching those six work their way through the yard.
For sure, definitely the top three, especially once they get stuck back there, assuming that they don't put themselves back there by battling a bit too hard here.
Cameron is using up those rear tires. If I'm Katie, I'm looking at that and just biding my time. But he's willing.
Cameron Rich is not going to let a little tire wear stop him.
So I have to
Look
say,
at that.
this is the first time I've actually ever been on this track in iRacing, and it is beautiful. Just the
It is
Right.
a very
scenery.
nice track.
It was like, I think at once it was a tech track, and they're like, "Yep, sorry, leaving it there."
Oh, that's right. I remember. Yeah, and they had nothing outside. It was just like an empty space.
Right, we had like the surface, the walls, and they had like the dots, like all the radar, like LiDAR dots or whatever they're called. You know, like all the points it reads. I'm so glad they finished this because it is great. Me and James embracing the chat. That's right. I've been doing some GTP practice. Great track. I love to see it. It's really
Did you have to buy Long Beach again when it came out, or if you had the TED track, were you good?
I think it was. I think I was good. I think I literally got it good. But don't quote me on that. I could totally just be pulling that right out my rear end. But I'm pretty sure it was just mine because I did have the tech track.
Just wondering, Carlos, have you found out what happened to Ryan? Or
Oh, actually, you know, that's a good thing. I didn't check. Let me do that. I'm gonna set it to auto camera. Well, actually, I'll stay with the leaders.
As it looks like Katie Robbie is now the one really applying the most pressure to the back of Cameron Rich. Cameron is sliding a lot as we're getting the replay here right now of Ryan Gavel. What happened? Was this a self?
This may have already happened.
Yeah, it seems already crunched on the right front.
Yeah, no, that's no. That's something that happened.
Yeah, it looks like that was him heading into the pits. Yeah, I think the damage has happened already.
Yeah, it looks like he's not having fun with that car.
Something
I wonder
broken.
if it was up at turn 6, maybe. I'm not sure. Just trying to find out when the damage.
Boy, he's had that damage for a while.
Yeah.
I'm just hanging on. Finally called it.
It's a little difficult. The car's fine on this one, but so at
Just
some
wondering
point,
when the meatball would have happened.
Wow.
so that part of the track, it's for some reason SDK is saying that drivers are crashing there, even though they're just really slowing down significantly. So it's a little hard for me to. There you go. That's what it was. It's a little hard for me to pinpoint where it happened because that doesn't detect as a crash in SDK. And on the barriers too.
Hard. Into a barrier. Alright, well, while we've been away, not much has changed up front, other than kind of Jones has got a little bit of breathing space as Cameron Rich and Katie Robbie start to engage in the battle. And
Just Story went past
to
Iceman.
pull away. Yeah, Tyler McIntosh is trying to pull away a bit from Jeff Story, who has passed Drew Iceman, as Carlos just said. And that is kind of holding station now through the field here. We are possibly getting close to a pit window. I would say probably around lap 18 is the soonest that you could maybe see people go, trying to split it directly in half. So about 6 or 7 laps away here. A little look at Dallas Myhan with the VR headset, that's right.
Glad to have him back.
There.
He's going to be running a very limited schedule. Unsure when he's next going to be available. He's had a couple of work conflicts coming up this season that's taken him out of the full-time slot that he wanted to do this season. Hopefully he'll be back full-time next season, but we're just glad he's here now. And look who's right behind him.
Ray Bracey making his way back. That's impressive that Ray Bracey's already back into the top 10.
He is wheeling that thing. He's set up for a good placement here in the invert, battling with Dallas. Capture.
I'd be interested to see Ray Bracey's lap times compared to the leaders because he is moving through the field.
I can set that up.
Let's take a look.
Ray Bracey is in 9th place.
Is that his cat's name on there? Is that Boho or Bojo?
Bojo.
Bojo.
Bojo Bracey. All right, so it looks like when he's not in traffic, he's only...
Oh, wow.
Oh, we're on my hand there. When he's not in traffic, he's only about half a second or 0.3 even sometimes slower than kind of Jones. It's when he's behind drivers that he's about a second or 2 seconds off. So looking for next half, he could be that driver that is going to be in no man's land, maybe in 4th place.
Yeah, remember, the invert's at 14.
Yeah,
Points
right.
leader. Beer's in the top 10 now.
Making some moves steadily. He did start far down as he was on the list of the lap time. Also see that Dave Carpenter has pulled into the pits and is now down a lap behind Ryan Gavel as well. Not sure what happened there. He does not have a meatball, so it might just be that he's decided he's had enough. It's possible as well.
Fair enough. I wonder if the top 3 will pit when they come out behind Drew there in 6th. Have a clean little gap in front of 7th, about 32 seconds back on the leaders.
Yeah, we
That's
have
an
to
option.
see where they file out, or if the top. Yeah, we have to see if these 2 separate 3-car battles, like you mentioned there, how they affect each other in the pit cycle. Because they probably won't pit at the same time. They're going to react to one another.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get caught behind someone back there with 4th, 5th, 6th. See, there's an opportunity to race you. and
This
maybe
does
get
not
them
seem
close.
right.
There's no way Cotton Jones has a resting heart rate right now.
He
My
is
heart rate-
chilling.
Kynan Jones
my-
is
my-
asleep behind the wheel.
Oh! That's a big hit. I don't know.
I think those
Kynan
tires are
is
starting to let
big.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a
definitely.
4 tire. Oh, that's
Yeah,
big damage, dude.
look at the left side of that car.
Somebody check if that man is breathing. 72 is not normal for him.
My current heart rate is higher than that. My current heart rate is at a 75.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Katie.
But Kynan Jones definitely likes the sight of what happened in his mirrors behind him, and Katie is gonna love what they saw outside the front window, as they're gonna try and maybe finally set up a pass here to get by Cameron Richards. Jess Story is closing in on Tyler McIntosh. Little by little, there should be a battle here developing for 4th place.
Suppose the damage on Cameron Ridge isn't too detrimental, so hanging on to 2nd place there.
I checked to make sure he didn't have a meatball. He didn't, but I think
does
the
not.
damage is more to the tires. He is Tokyo drifting through every single corner on this track.
Here's something I want to check. Jess is 5th. What is his lap time compared to the leaders? It's not too far off.
Pretty much the same, other than when he's behind a car, it looks like. So that's another
Yeah.
person to look to in the next half when driving through the field. And yeah, Cameron Rich is hanging on really well. I'm surprised. I thought that would have bent a toe with how hard he hit that wall.
Agreed. I thought it was going to be Katie versus Cameron down in turn 1, but I mean, Cameron started to pick up a little bit of time. Kylan's got a comfortable lead, a comfortable heart rate. Wondering where I'm going to pit.
About 4 laps away from halfway. We'll see who's going to split it right in half and who's going to push it as long as they can, and if we maybe have any short pitters. Really impressive that through 14 laps here, the top 3 are still all under a blanket.
Yeah, that
Listen,
is so true.
Oscar.
Almost kind of.
OSCA has a history of putting on some phenomenal road racing. Usually I broadcast a league that runs a road race here and there, and it's one guy that's like a minute and a half ahead of the rest of the field, and we have another guy that's like 45 seconds ahead of the rest, and then maybe a couple little battles here and there. OSCA regularly has battles for the lead, potentially, and if not, it's usually very close battles where maybe the reason somebody's pulled away is because there was a mistake from a competing driver, but it's always been very close racing in OSCA road course history. The majority of the times, we just have some phenomenal racing here.
That's true. I remember Lime Rock a couple seasons ago. Or was that only last season, I guess? That was a great battle.
Oh yeah, Ryan Vargas
Yeah,
versus Cameron Rich.
Ryan Vargas, Cameron Rich, Gavin Hibbs was involved in that as well. It was a great race-long battle. Austin Beers is also pulled into the pits. I believe that might be the first of the short pitters. As we look at Ray Bracey here on the 3 TV multicam, trying to hunt down Tristan Millette and gain yet another position. Up at the 7th he would be if he is able to make this.
Do we have somebody pick the 7?
Ooh,
I don't think anybody picked the 7.
Because Race, you can't double down on oh, sorry, you can't pick the 7 because you doubled down last week, didn't you?
I picked him in what? Was it race 1? Does that mean I can pick him in race 2?
Yes, that does mean that.
If you didn't pick him in race 2, I actually don't remember who you picked in race number 2.
I think I remember picking the only Chevrolet in the field because I was so.
Oh,
stoked
that's
about it.
right. Yeah, only Chevrolet in the field. Once again, Alex Kenton.
Oh,
Cameron Rich.
Oh,
hurt the
no.
primary, and he's around.
Katie got a piece too.
And
Oh, no.
does not have a meatball at the moment. That could change, but does not have a meatball. But that's
Speaking
significant
of
damage.
meatballs, Austin Beers didn't have one, but I'd like to retract my statement about that being a scheduled pit stop because he was in there for almost 100 seconds. Which I don't think will take that long in pit lane. He is back on track now, but let's take a look at what happened to Cameron.
I chose
Kynan
the
Jones
worst
down
time
into the pits right now.
to change camera angles.
You call my kind of thing treacherous corner.
Oh man, Katie's gonna need a new
Katie
pair
got
of
by.
pants.
Katie got by.
Awesome.
Kynan Jones is currently pitting, as we mentioned here.
Katie pit
Is that
road.
Ryan Gavel. Katie's also in.
Leaders pit road actually. Kynan Jones, Katie Robbie, Cameron Rich on pit road. Although we expected Rich. McIntosh and Jess Story stayed out.
So Jeff Story.
Oh no,
Ryan
Katie!
A big slide.
Katie missed
Still
it.
can't get in.
Oh man.
That's gonna be a lot of time lost. They'll probably still be in second place here.
I was gonna say we're gonna see a record-breaking low heart rate here.
His heart rate is-
That heart rate monitor must have fallen off. There is no way it is 72.
Gotta put some sunglasses on or something. This is too cool.
Kynan is
Well, he
weakening
keeps
at Bernie
dropping by.
right now.
If it keeps dropping by the end of this race, he's gonna be legally dead. All right. So Tyler McIntosh is. I would venture he's going to stay out one more lap to get a point for leading the lap here. Unless Jess Story does get by him. And we'll
See,
see
do we
where
have a
Tyler
Ty
Jones-
McIntosh camera? Oh no, we don't. But usually he does. He's out there racing. Maybe has the tongue sticking out a little bit.
He has his tongue
yes.
sticking out.
Yeah.
You can't read his lips because he's saying some potty mouth words.
Ah.
Let's see if he or Jess dives in this time.
There goes Jess.
Jess Story is diving in. Jess is probably going to get the undercut on Ty. I think Ty's probably staying out to lead that lap, like I was mentioning. Is Drew Eisenman also going in? Nope, Drew's staying out. See Vincent Isabella on fresh tires, trying to unlap himself.
I don't know why. Do I have it set to the wrong? Oh, I did. I had it. Whoops. I had my secondary feed set to the 8 the whole time instead of most exciting. So I was wondering why they kept on showing the 8 every single time.
I mean, that pass on Drew was pretty exciting.
That was pretty exciting. Yeah. Got my heart rate going. Not Kynan's, but got my heart rate going.
Get your reader. Oh man.
Trying to get through people who are trying to go into the pits on old tires. Yeah, so with Katie Robbie sliding through their stall, it is almost, it's an 11-second gap between them and Kynan now. So Kynan just needs to stay chill.
Yeah, let's bring this one home. It's a hard up.
Oh, I was gonna be like, well, damn, Ray Bracey like had a great run, but I thought that Ray Bracey already went down Pear Road, has not. So once he goes down Pear Road, he'll lose a couple more spots. Leader Ty McIntosh down Pear Road.
McIntosh, we'll see where he comes out in comparison to Jess Story. That'll be a more accurate representation of how much a difference one lap makes. Interesting to see. Kynan Jones is going to re-inherit the lead here. And he will be in a great spot. His heart rate should slow down to 72 because he has nothing to worry about.
Say after we get everyone cycled through here, there it is. 72.
72.
Once we get cycled through here, we're going to have to take a look at that battle around 16, 17.
Let's see who's fighting for that invert spot.
Plenty of racing to go though. 18 laps here, it's a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
Oh!
Long time for Jess Story is on the mic saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." So
Oh man.
I'm not sure.
Oh, no, contact.
Oh,
No.
Jess and the
Contact with
95.
Tyler McIntosh. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Katie Robbie has a meatball.
Oh, no.
No.
Does she?
Series of unfortunate events.
On my iRacing feed, she does, but I don't know. I don't see any damage.
I don't see anybody showing up with a
I think
meatball
the
here.
far right is crunched.
Maybe my iRacing is broken because I don't see a reason for her to have.
Let's pull up the incident between Jess Story and Ty McIntosh. Oh,
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh man.
That's so unfortunate.
And
an unfortunate
finally
time
we'll
for a
watch.
lockup.
Yeah.
Oh, Katie is in pit road.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as we're watching this, Katie has pulled into the pits, so I don't know what has happened with that.
I think I was spotting some right front damage on my end, Katie.
Yeah, but she had that
bit.
damage from lap 1.
Really.
Yeah.
So this is
Very
an
odd
even
camera.
bigger lead for Kynan Jones.
He's gonna have a 30-second lead on Cameron Ridge.
Let me restart my iRace control because obviously something's not working here.
It looks like Jess Story and Ty McIntosh really didn't lose any positions. They both lost a spot to Drew Eisman, but they both gained that spot to Katie Robbie with that pit stop. So I guess in the end they're all good. I'm sure Tyler's not too happy right now if I know him. Oh, and he's letting Jess just letting him by, or I think Jess probably got a cut track there. But Jess Story's car is
Is there a
missing the front
spot to
end.
get a cut track in this track?
Yeah, it's possible around the fountain if you get all 4 tires over the exit curve. You can get cut time. I would know. I've done it several times.
Caitlin Rich saying, think, what would a duck do, in reference to her husband, Cameron Rich. The duck, who had multiple wins. I think, was it 9 or 10 wins last season to a championship here in the OSCA Weekend Woodsmen Series. This season running a part-time schedule for his own team with Eisentech Enterprise.
Cameron's a beast. He slept in my
He
home.
is.
You had the Cameron Rich at your house?
I had the Cameron Ridge over at my house.
Wow, how lucky.
Yeah, it was like, I think I got like 2/10 faster around the lap on Tuesday tonight.
That's crazy. Looks
I
like
would've
Katie
made
Robbie. It's all good. Looks like Katie Robbie is back out on the track running 14th.
That is my
so
hand, but got a
must've
meatball
been-
flag, unfortunately. So did
Oh,
Neil Rudd
jeez.
and Rashid Coles.
Neil Rudd and
man.
Rashid Coles have had a meatball for about 20 minutes, so it's something happened a long time ago with those two.
James M Racing chiming in saying pit exit is a track cut if you're too far right, which yeah, that is true. I was hanging out with Jess Story earlier in the week when he was testing at this track, and I asked him because he was not going beyond that pit exit into turn 1. It's like, what happens? Like, are you not allowed to hug that outside wall going into 1? He's like, I don't know. Let's find out. And next lap he hugged it, and he got a black flag for I guess entering a closed pit or whatever it was. So he knows that he knows he can't do that in this track. That's for sure.
Sure, I just want to draw attention to Ray Bracey, who's now 4th, and I believe he's lapping faster than Drew. Could Ray go from lap 1, missing turn 7, and possibly finishing on the podium?
I mean, everything that's played out has benefited Ray here. Played it smart earlier there with that bit of an incident, and then just put his head down, been fast ever since.
Remember, started this race in 5th.
He started in 5th, and then he had to go all the way to the back. So he's done a little bit of a tour of the field tonight, and he's gonna have to do it again if he does finish in 4th or 3rd even with the invert. Look at our leader, Kynan Jones. He's kind of locking it down here, not running the quickest lap times anymore because he doesn't have to. And I don't think Cameron Rich is pushing it super hard either, knowing that their real race is just staying in front of Drew for second at this point.
Agreed. Time to just bring it home.
Yeah, all the cars we have up there in the fountain. James Watson, Jake Scarborough, Dylan Thomas, and Vincent Isabella. That is our battle for 14th, by the way. Dylan Thomas is
Oh!
14th place. Oh, and Vince Isabella is around.
In front of the race leader.
He was sniffing a chance to be first place after the invert, and hooked it a bit too hard. Hearing Zach Evans talk to kind of Jones on the radio about where he's going to move to let him by, and Dallas is doing it as well to get out of his way. Just story. I'm surprised that he is hanging on as well as he is with a modified.
Brian, I was about to say the same thing. A modified. An arrow is important on here. It's fast track in some areas, and he's hanging on.
Oh, Matt! Oh!
Wow. The multicam just collected 2 almost really bad incidents. Jake Scarborough got into the back of James Watson, and then, was that Matt Hackathorn getting hit?
Matt Hackathorn. He almost smashed into the tire barriers. It took heads-up driving by Tristan Millette to check up very hard to not run into him.
Good driving by all drivers involved to keep all 4 wheels pointed the same way.
Oh, wow.
We have a really good battle between James Watson and Jake Scarborough happening right now.
James Watson, his whole bumper is still tracking pretty good.
I think once we get like 10 for a lower, it's where it really is the race of attrition. It's just about surviving. And lots of these drivers are hanging on to whatever's left of their car or their tire life. How about Katie Robbie also back up to 11th? They might be able to find a way back into the top 10 here after that meatball.
Agreed.
That
Not a bad start. So apologies just for the invert there in race 2. Looking pretty good with 4th and 5th place start at the moment.
Yep, that'll be really good.
Speaking of the invert, this is the 14th position right here, number 13 of Dylan Thomas, last week's points leader.
And Austin Beers isn't having a great night, so he might be able to reclaim that points lead. And Kynan Jones is right behind all this, so he's going to be praying that they recognize that the leader's coming and to maybe put their battle to the side for just a little bit. And I refuse to believe that his heart rate is still 72.
his monitor must have fallen off or malfunctioned. But Kynan Jones, honestly, he can just chill here. He can just watch this battle, get some popcorn, and maybe find a reset that heart switch monitor, heart rate monitor. Excuse me, not heart switch.
Heart switch, yeah, don't switch the heart off. That'd be...
my hand going down Pier Road, unfortunately, I believe he has crashed again.
Oh, man. Tough track. You know where to go. You mess up, wall. Beautiful, though.
Let's see, watch Kynan Jones try to make his way through here. Dylan Thomas moves out of the way. And now he has James Watson in front of him here. James Watson sending a warning over the radio to Kynan about the status of his car, asking him to be patient. Kynan went a bit deep for the hairpin there.
Gabo's going down Pier Road.
I wonder if he must have just ran out of fuel after that early meatball he had. Maybe this is just a stop he has to make it to the end.
Yeah, I'm not
Good
seeing
point.
anything showing up. There are laps
And how
where
about that-
Cameron Rich and Eisenman are gaining on Kynan Jones, but Kynan is just too far away at this point. Unless Kynan makes or is involved in a tragic mistake, Kynan should be good to go for these next 11 laps.
Yeah, and I mean the thing with the laps that I'm more impressed at is Drew Eisenman is gaining on Cameron Rich. We might have a battle for second developing here in a couple laps. I don't know if that's just Cameron Rich hanging on to the end because there's not much for him to go for, or if that damage is finally starting to really rear its ugly head on him here.
There's still plenty of mileage to go. You think we're going to see any sort of race in there with that pace Cameron's putting up, or just let him on by a sort of team order deal?
I imagine he would race. He's part-time. He doesn't care about just being smart and making it to the end, even though I know Cameron's not going to do anything nasty to him, but he wants to finish as high as he can. He only has so many races this season. Dylan Thomas all over the back of James Watson there, going into the hairpin. Staying really smooth here. Just you got to feel for the guy because he's probably still stressed out, but he doesn't have to be. But it's going to be nice if he can hang on here to the end. Dylan Thomas still over the back of James Watson. Going to get by.
Yeah, I almost gave him the bumper. You know, Conan, yeah, 30-second lead, but it takes, you know, just one little mistake for it to be over here at Long Beach. Still got to be on it. Working traffic, and the 13 is all over the 9 car. It was up there, James Watson.
Trying to look at other close battles here. I think Tristan Millett and Jess Story are right on top of each other right now. They both just want to cross the line there. That's a battle for 7th and 8th. They're side by side here going into turn 1. And Jess Story's going to make the move.
I do want to say Tristan Millett. I was speaking to him earlier. Not at all confident in his ability for this week. Did not even want to. He just wanted to start and park it. Honestly, he wasn't having fun at practice. He couldn't figure it out, and I thought he was just gonna have a bad run based on the information he gave me. So either he was lying to me or he figured something out in practice, because the man's doing a very decent job tonight. You know, he's not a road ringer like some of the drivers that I've brought this week for my team, but he's holding his own, and he's looking to get a good top 10 finish if if nothing happens within the next 9 laps.
Maybe he was doing the Mercedes back in the turbo hybrid era and sandbagging like crazy.
Oh, wow, Tristan.
Cannot believe it. I feel betrayed.
Trying to take a look at what other battles we maybe have going. As ever since I said that OSCA has some phenomenal battles, a lot has changed. And had there not been a black flag, had there not been a couple of spins, maybe a meatball flag and missing pit stall, we still would have been having these guys battling for that race lead within maybe 2 or 3 seconds, because Kyan Jones for the last 10 or so laps had been holding firm to a 30-second lead. Only lately has he been improving it to 31.5. So this still would have been a close race had some of these other competitors not made mistakes.
Yeah, we'll definitely see what happens in the second half. We'll see what that close race looks like, especially since they're going to have to work their way through the field. Is that for position? Is Gilberto on Dylan Thomas for position? I think it is. And we were talking about that. Gilberto had that unfortunate incident early on in the race. We talked about getting back into that invert position, and look where he is now. He's 14th place right now. Would be starting on pole for half number 2.
Right, kind of battling for the pole of the next race in a weird way here. Any strategy here? Do you just kind of run in 14th and think, hey, I'll take the pole here at Long Beach?
I mean, Vic has rules.
Probably, I mean, if you could make it look like that wasn't what you were doing, I'm sure people think about it, but in the end, like, you're trying to go as fast as you can here. You want to get the guaranteed extra point or 2 if you can make these 2 passes here. Not bank on getting a good finish because you're starting up front in the next race, because you never know what could happen. We've seen so many incidents so far tonight.
Very true. Maybe later on the season, don't want to miss out by a point or 2 thinking, oh, why'd I sandbag?
Oh, no, no, no. Oh,
Oh
Woo.
no.
that is heavy contact. No beep ball that I'm seeing. I don't know if,
Looks like
Jerry,
he's-
if you're seeing anything else.
I'm not seeing a meatball for Gilberto, but that's definitely going to hurt him. He's probably going to lose that spot that he just gained on Dylan.
And behind them is Thomas Capiano, who's further way back. So Thomas more than likely will not be getting that additional position unless something happens in front of with the drivers in front of him, which could happen. But based on speed alone, I think there's too much gap with how many laps are remaining.
I mean, if Gilberto makes another mistake like that, he could end up with a meatball, so you never know. It is possible. Kynan Jones continuing to grow his lead. It's now up to 33 seconds. So he's pulled 3 seconds really since the pit stop, so that's quite impressive. And Ray Bracey is slowly closing in on Drew Eisman, but it's going to be too little too late, and it looks like Cameron Rich has squashed the idea of getting past for second place here. He's picked up the pace, or at least is matching the pace now of the 77 car.
He certainly has. I mean, look, there he is once again, 4 minutes through there to get it done, but it's working. And Matt Hackathorn there on the same team. I think at one point he was running low as 16, 17, 18th, real low. Up here to P6. I might be tracking a comeback store there. I don't know.
And P6, and he's right on the back of Tyler. He could be looking for P5 here. It's 11th place, the first car a lap down. So, yes, there's been some incidents up front to give Kynan Jones this 30-second lead, but an absolute dominant performance so far. Still about 10 minutes left in this race here, so don't want to say anything too soon. But Kynan Jones has really put on a very mature drive so far in this first half.
Agreed.
Oh, it's 72 beats per minute.
Right. Calm, cool, collected.
72 beats per second is way too much.
Beats per second, holy cow, yeah.
Oh, actually, you know, it's not that it's wrong. It's that it's per seconds now. It's not per minutes. That's 72 beats per second that Kynan's going through at the moment.
He's lost it.
Hold on, let me if he's locked in. I hate to see what happens when he's not composed. That is, hold on, I'm doing the math here. That is 4,320 beats per minute.
Wow.
I don't even know if the human heart is capable of that. I don't think
It's a hum.
Great
The
battle
human
we have
heart
going on
might
here
be
for
capable
11.
of doing that for a fraction of the time and then never again.
Yeah. Been a great battle for 11th here between Jake Scarborough, James Watson, and Gilberto after 10th, 11th, and 12th. James Watson driving for... He's driven for several car numbers this year, correct? Or am I imagining that? I think he has. I think he's bounced around this year. 14. I don't think the broadcast could hear that, so I think they're wondering why Braces just said 14 because Thomas Capuano asked the drivers how big the invert is. But he is not inside that top 14, as Gilberto mentioned, so ways back of Dylan Thomas, so it would take a mistake for him to get there. Gilberto is right on the back of James Watson there, looked inside, but thought better of it in that tight corner.
We have seen...
Missing the whole rear end. But hanging on there. That's a good corner right
That's an aerodynamic advantage.
there. Must be.
Weight advantage. It's got less weight going down the straights.
Right. Extreme monster.
Now, we have seen Kynan Jones have 2 races this season that have been heartbreaking as a viewer, even if you're not a Kynan Jones fan, of him leading and potentially having a race win, only to have a caution come out with a handful of laps remaining and seeing that lead essentially disappear. There's very little chance. I don't think Vic's gonna throw a caution. iRacing won't throw a caution in road course racing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the good news. There's gonna be no yellow here unless there's a really bad wreck. Vic decides it's necessary.
Mm-hmm. But with a lot of people spread out at this point, it seems very unlikely. It's not impossible, just very unlikely. Aaron Jones might be looking for his first win this season, and actually not his first win in OSCA history. If he does win, I believe he won a couple of years ago, the second one. But this would be in dominant fashion.
You said a couple years ago?
I believe so. I don't remember. I think it was 2019. Oh, it's 13.
Man.
Thomas around, and I think Thomas Capuano also passed him there.
Heavy
Ryan
damage.
Gavel is now 14th as well. So Ryan Gavel now holds that pole position for half number 2. And Dylan Thomas does not have a meatball.
No, he does not. Surprisingly, he hit that a ton. Gavel being on the pole, I think that would be good for him. He's pretty fast at these tracks. Just had some bad luck this feature race.
That'd be very interesting to look at for Ryan Gavel because he might be able to pull a big gap before the other front runners are able to work their way through the field. Especially since we only have 20 laps in the next half, so nope, you don't have to pit. So it's going to be a lot about tires at the end. Matt Hackeford all over the road right now. Jeff Story up behind him here.
McIntosh able to distance himself from this group. Remember, Matt Hackathon was on his bumper. Now second up the road with that damage from early contact with him and Jess Story. Good to hold on to the top 5 now.
Definitely making the best of a bad situation for Ty. Know that he was probably thinking he was on for maybe a podium with the other instance that happened with our leaders. But a top 5 is still a really good finish at a track like this.
Agreed. Long Beach is a monster.
I'm just gonna say,
Great
what a
racing
drive
as
by the
well.
7.
Yeah, great
Agreed.
racing as well. Something I definitely want to look at in the second half here. And he doesn't have that massive handicap given to him.
You know how much
Kynan
lap is
Jones.
remaining for Kynan Jones?
About
He
a
gets
lap and a
closer to
half.
that every time, yeah.
Oh no, it only takes once.
And I know I said that Cameron Rich had kind of solved the issue about the battle for second, but it's a second part now.
One mistake away.
I wonder if Drew's gonna make a late push here.
You can see the condition of Cameron's tires through here.
Well, Drew is sliding as well.
Oh,
Ooh.
They're both four-wheeling it.
it's like Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson at Atlanta in 2011.
Oh yes, I remember that race. Kynan Jones going out of the hairpin right now. He's gonna grab the white flag here. 1 lap to go for Kynan.
What a drive.
The multicam here, so you can see your leader in the bottom left as we look at Cameron and Drew fighting.
Oh, no!
for the place spot.
Oh, no!
Cameron's into the wall, but Drew's not close enough. Cameron had gotten a bit of a gap before then.
No meatball? What's the meatball report?
No
I'm
meatballs.
looking right now,
That's the
meatball,
only
no
thing that would take him out of it.
My goodness. My goodness. Kind of just hold on to it.
Heart rate check.
Oh, still cool and collected. No,
It's
California.
seven.
That's awesome.
The Iceman.
Kimi Raikkonen's got a new competitor.
Seriously.
Couple more corners for Kynan Jones.
Oh, it's
Stretch it
summer.
out.
It's hot here. It's not in summer yet, but it's hot here. It's autumn over there in Australia.
it is. People are congratulating Kynan, and he hasn't even finished yet. They're trying to jinx him. The drivers picked him. They shouldn't be trying to jinx him. I don't know.
Yeah,
got the
seriously,
shot.
Let's just hang on here. Woo! Beautiful.
Kynan Jones down the front straightaway, gets his second career win, first of the season. Probably should have been his third, but that's a happy man right there in the face cam.
Out there racing with half a headphone.
Yeah, a feel-good win, honestly.
Oh, that's awesome. Good job, Kynan. Like you said, what, a couple years here in OSCA without a win? That's big. At Long Beach, good place to do it. A lot of emotion, a lot of happiness. Love to see that. Still cool and collected, though, too. That's awesome.
Nobody has finished the race. I took off the wheel.
Took off the wheel. That's awesome.
Still nobody has finished the race yet.
Yeah, Cameron Rich and Drew Eisenman. Looks like Cameron Rich is going to get second. Drew's going to get third. Ray Bracey will probably come in fourth here. Tyler McIntosh is now only 1 second ahead of Jess Story. Don't know if we can get a look at that.
What a whooping. Man, they're still racing back there.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch still to unravel here. And it looks like Ty's going to hang on for 5th place. Matt Hackathorn will come home in 7th. Jess Story in 6th. The Kynan's engine has gone, by the way.
It's still on.
Rolling. Oh, I thought I heard an engine go.
Normally people don't have time to celebrate in the first race because as soon as everybody finishes, iRacing immediately goes into the second race. So plenty of time here because of how far separated everybody is. What a fantastic drive by Kynan Jones.
That's
And
why
that's
he
it
wanted
for
to
the
win by
server.
30 seconds, so he had a chance to celebrate.
Just like
Is-
that,
is-
time
is
to get ready
Vic
for
in here?
race 2.
Vic is not in here.
Vic is not in here, so we can go through the results here before we go to our picks for half number 2.
Yep, 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
There we go. It should pop up here. There it is.
Yeah, all right. So for our results for half number 2, as we mentioned, Kynan Jones, first win of the season, first win in a couple of years. If you've been here with us all season, there's been a couple of times where we thought he was going to get it, and he finally does today. Feel good win. Cameron Richco, second. Drew Eisenman rounds out the podium. Ray Bracey, Tyler McIntosh in your top 5, and to finish out your top 10, Jess Story, Matt Hackathorn, Tristan Millette, DJ Weeks, and Katie Robbie.
11th place, Gilberto Javier Gomera. 12th, Jake Scarborough. 13th, James Watson. 14th, Ryan Gavel. 15th, Thomas Capiano. And 16th to 20th, you got Dylan Thomas, Adam Peeler, Vincent Isabella, Zach Evans, and Alex Kinton.
And then finishing out the field here, a couple of drivers that are really rough first go here, but they get that second half for redemption. Dallas Myhan, Dave Carpenter, Caden Tufts, our points leader heading into tonight, Austin Beers, Brent Jones, Jordan Tarble, Rashid Coles, and Tim Conrad, who they both, Rashid and Tim Conrad, finished 35 laps down, which means they did a solid lap in half number 1, which means they're going to be fresh for half number 2. All
Listen,
right.
sometimes that's all what you gotta do.
That's right. All right. Because I know that sometimes we run out of time, let's get into our picks here. Before we do, we just want to give another shout out to Binks Designs here, local New Jersey graphic design company that specializes in all of your custom apparel and Tumblr needs. You can find them at binksdesigns.myshopify.com. The link is in the description of this stream here. Vic, who is making the first pick for half number 2?
So I have to report
Oh no.
I'm making the first pick in half number 2.
Oh.
That is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah, I did not have a good half number 1, but it's okay. I got this. I know exactly who I'm going to pick. All right.
Yeah.
So it is going to be Dave Carpenter.
Okay.
I don't know. I got a feeling.
Okay.
I got a feeling. I don't know what the feeling is, but there is a feeling.
Have you seen
Cherry,
a
you
doctor about? Have you seen a doctor about this feeling?
No, doctors
Whoa!
are for people that care about their health. Cherry, you're up next.
All right. Just trying to make sure I can make the pick I want to make here. I can. I'm gonna go with the 73 of Kynan Jones.
Oh man, real surprise.
Yeah, real surprise. Man.
That is
A
the
bold
biggest
pick.
surprise. So Goody wants the 45. So,
Okay.
yeah. Carlos, you're up.
Well, I can't choose the 45 on half number 2. Gonna double down. Yeah, I'll double down on the 92.
I was about to say, I mean, I'm not shocked. Race, who you got? Half 2.
Round 2, number 7, Ray Bracy. That's right.
Good
All
pick.
right, there you go.
Good pick.
That is a really good pick. He was having some great running there. So
Right.
half 2, the drivers want the 17 of Cameron Rich.
Ooh, it's a good pick.
Good pick. Good pick.
Fun pick.
That is your picks for the night.
All right. And we have enough time. We can do the Weekend Woodsman info commercial here. Hopefully it goes.
I'm really hoping it does, because if it doesn't, well, let's go ahead and give it a shot, guys.
Be sure to check out Tim Mayo Conrad and the Weekend Woodsman crew on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button to get notifications when a new video drops, and check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy the race.
Back.
All right. The video works well the second time. Thank goodness. It's Tim Conrad's birthday, the owner of Weekend Woodsman. We couldn't do that to him on his birthday. So thankfully it did work out. Tim Conrad, the ripe young age of 39, I think someone said. So
That's prime.
in his prime, that's right. Not midlife crisis. This is in his prime. He's having a good time tonight, I hope. Hope he's enjoying his day here. Got about 50 seconds here before we'll hop on the grid here for half number 2. Now, it's going to be interesting. Do we think that drivers like Kynan Jones and Cameron Rich can make their way all the way through the front, or drivers like Ryan Gavel or Katie Roby, who are going to be starting already in the top 5, just run away with this thing since it's such a short half compared to the last one? And there's the heart rate. That's probably more accurate, 130. And
You
that's
said it
after
slipped
5
off.
minutes. That's after 5 minutes of not being up front anymore, and after all that celebration. So I would have loved to see what it was. But anyways, Race, what do you think is going to happen here with those two drivers starting so close to the front?
Oh man, I think Katie's in a real good spot. Had a lot of good speed starting right, was that fifth place. But like you said, Ryan Gavel, a lot of pace on road courses, starting right on the pole. I think it's very interesting. And then like you said about Cameron and Kynan, I'm sure they think they can make it through the field. That's going to be interesting. Sort of like an inter-battle between those two, but also, 12 cars for them to pass to get to the lead. Going to be very interesting. I really like the way this invert, how it played out. And of course, much shorter race this time, Nathaniel.
Yeah, only 20 laps to make your moves to get to the front here. I believe we are on the grid here. So starting up here in half number 2 on pole is Ryan Gavel. Second place is James Watson, also a very good driver on road courses. Jake Scarborough in third. Gilberto Javier Gamera in fourth place. Also two drivers that usually are comfortable on road courses. Katie Roby fifth. DJ Weeks in sixth. Going down into row number 4, we have Tristan Millette and Matt Hackathorn. And then rounding out our top 10 here to start half number 2 is going to be Jess Story and Tyler McIntosh.
11th place, my pick, Ray Bracy. 12th, Drew Eisenman. Starting 13th, Cameron Rich. 14th, after winning, Kynan Jones. 15th, Thomas Capuano. 16th, going to be Dylan Thomas. 17th, Adam Peeler. 18th, going to be Vince Isabella. Zach Evans in 19th, and Alex Kinton in P20.
All right, I'll just let the we have a different grid rundown here in the second half, so we're gonna let it catch up there. You're just a bit excited, Race. It's okay though.
Not bad. I'm fast as hell.
I may have to cut it short because we have half a lap, right?
Yeah, we do. That's right. I'll just maybe I will run it. Maybe you had the right idea, Race.
I was referring to iRacing last week. I got a little lost. I got
It's all
scared.
good. So, rounding out the rest of our field here before we get going, bringing it. Alex Kenton is 20th, as you said. Dallas Mahan 21st. Dave Gumber 22nd. Caden Tuss 23rd. Austin Beers, our points leader, 24th.
Hello.
Brent Jones 25th. Almost an incident there. Then Neil Brett, Jordan Harbaugh, Rashid Cools, and Tim Conrad round out the field here. We're about to get going. Green. Ryan Gavel will lead us to the green flag here. And we are green here. Going down to the turn 1. James Watson gets some massive wheel spin. It's going to open up the door for Jake Scarborough. And he was down into like the little drainage pipe rut. And Jake Scarborough moves into second place right away here.
Oh, record 73, Kyle Jones involved.
Oh, Kyle and Jones. Oh, we actually threw a yellow. We had a caution here in a road course. Oh, man. That's
chaos.
From riches to rags.
That's because I picked him. That's my fault. It really is. Everybody I pick wrecks.
Way to go, Jerry. You were killing him. My comments made
Oh, 77.
I think Drew lost it there, and oh man, Thomas Capuano gets lifted.
I think I saw the 21 spin and pacing coming to the green as well.
Yeah, there was an issue beforehand. Wow, 17. That may actually be a black flag.
Saved him.
Oh.
Boom!
Oh.
That's a career ender right there.
That reminds me of when Eric Del Oro broke his back at Kentucky.
What happened here?
Oh, yeah.
73 made contact with the 77.
Oh, yeah. So 77, I guess, probably got loosened up to slow down a bit, and kind of Jones did not expect to check up right to the back of him.
Well, that changes everything.
That does.
Yeah. And the drivers are talking about how far ahead the pace car is as well, so this is going to take a minute to sort out.
This was the issue. Right there, 21 involved, 15, 19. Some of the guys that were in it earlier. 21, that's Thomas Capuano. It could have been this. Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, whoa!
He's pulled right out in front of her.
13 also had an issue.
Race control has deemed the lap 1 incident as a racing incident.
Okay.
And I'm just paying attention here to the infield care center. I'll see if anybody ends up in there. We can maybe talk to them. Because they're still trying to catch the pace car right now.
This is going to shorten up the race, even more. We hardly even got going there. Even more of a sprint we're looking at now.
By the time we get going, it's probably going to be 17, maybe 16 laps to go.
Is that Katie up to P3 as well? That's very interesting.
Katie had a good start there on the initial start as well.
Let's take a look at the point standings going into tonight. Since we talked about it in the beginning, didn't really talk about it too much afterwards. Let's do it again.
Yeah, so Austin Beers, as we mentioned, is the points leader by a large margin, but had a really bad half 1. Dylan Thomas had a decent half number 1. Was Dylan Thomas caught up in that? I think he was. So Austin Beers probably should retain his points lead. Caden Tufts also not having a great night. Tyler McIntosh, though, finished 5th place in that first half. And I don't know if he got through that. I think he did get through that relatively unscathed, so he could be making quite a big jump here. And as we mentioned, their top 6 are the ones that are guaranteed on points. Then you have a couple that make it on wins, a couple in on least incidents, and then a fan vote. Kynan Jones did get that win, which will help him, but he would have gained a lot of points and probably passed Thomas Capuano in that first half. But Thomas Capuano also has a win, so both of them are probably now in a playoff spot after that first half. Ryan Gavel, I believe, does have a win as well. Does Matt Hackenthorn have a win this season?
I don't think so. By the way, we have D West asking for an in-car replay with me fine to avoid that wreck. I'll see if I can pull that up. In the meantime, go ahead and talk about the team's points.
All right, so we look at the team points here. Shift Esports leading with 980, Do Good 35 behind. Kynan Jones, driver for Weekend Woodsmen. Weekend Woodsmen currently sitting 4th place, so going to gain and probably pass South Shore after that first half. But a lot can still happen in the second half, especially with everybody that just got involved in that wreck. And then you look. Oh, are we getting that in car now?
Yeah.
In 6 here. All right, there we go. Oh boy. Does he make this through?
Woo.
Me. That was some me fine driving to get through it.
Indeed.
Oh, Capiano going backwards for a while. Yeah, and you see right there, Beers probably got through it. Let's go on board with Beers.
Here at Austin Beers, our points leader heading into tonight.
Where do you go right here?
Well, he locked it down and got a bit lucky with not cars like going ping pong crazy. Thomas kept on just driving backwards, trying to get out of the way.
10 killer Jade.
Who ran into the back of Kanye?
I think that was the 96.
Alex Kenton. Oh, the lone Chevrolet.
Oh no!
Gonna hurt the manufacturer's battle.
By the way, we are doubled up, and the pace truck's lights are off.
Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to switch back now.
I do think we have a full lap or so.
Essentially,
yeah. Lap. Yeah. But yeah, we will be going green with 16 to go here. So really, it's half the race that it was last half now. And we'll see now that these tires have been lit up just a little bit. We should see a bit less wheel spin here on this start. And you might see some games here from Ryan Gavel trying to avoid a jump from Katie Roby or from Jake Scarborough and try and retain that lead into turn one. And now with the likes of Kynan Jones and I guess Cameron Rich survived. Did he get a black flag for that jump or no? I don't think he did.
No, sorry. No, he did not.
All right. So with Kynan Jones, last half's winner out of it, Katie Roby and Ryan Gavel are now in an even better spot than they already were to potentially run away with this thing. And tires are not going to be as much of an issue either now. We've paced for 4 laps to start this thing.
We're good on fuel, right? 20, 23 laps on the fuel window.
Yeah. Vic was saying 21 to 23, so I guess maybe if you were shifting a lot, you might have been pushing in on a 20-lap race, but now with this yellow, everybody's going to be fine.
Completely different race in front of us right now. A completely different field.
I don't know if the leader is controlling the start here or if we're going on green.
No, leaders can control the start.
I've just seen the drivers talk about going on green, so I'm not sure if Vic has made an exception just for the road course here. Not sure, just because of how the hairpin is on this track. We're going on leader because Ryan Gavel gets a great jump. Katie Roby is going to also pass Jake Scarborough here. And that might have been the worst thing Ryan Gavel could have done because now Katie Roby has nobody in front of them. Oh my gosh, what a drift. Katie Roby has nobody in front of them between
Katie,
them
don't make
and
the same
Ryan
mistake.
Gavel.
Oh man. You can tell they're elbows out now. Oh man.
Jake Scarborough using the bumper there. DJ Weeks making a move on Tristan Millette there out of the fountain, and Matt Hackett trying to go 2 for 1. Oh no, around. Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, I think Tyler just barely avoided making big contact. That could have been a track block.
No.
Thomas Capuano, Neil Rutt. Oh man. Looks like everybody's gonna get back going here. And Katie Roby is already all over the back here, but let's get a replay of what just happened.
Oh, that is...
Maybe.
I'm looking at the wrong person. There we
We're
go.
looking at Drew posts. Here we go. So Matt Hackett was just closing in on the battle between Millette and DJ Weeks.
Wait. Am I? I'm sorry.
You're...
I'm on the wrong... Guys, I'm all over the place. I apologize.
Don't worry.
Ooh. Well, so McIntosh made a bit of contact, but not that bad. And then I think Capuano just overtook it, trying to stay too far to the right. So what happened here was Hackathorn saw an opportunity, and he just got a bit overzealous. Thankfully, the person he hit got away from it scot-free, but Matt Hackathorn essentially dead last.
A tough night for the 21, at least here in race 2.
And Katie Roby all over the back end of Ryan Gavel right now. And I think that move's coming. I do believe Katie is much faster than Ryan. They're just waiting for the right opportunity, trying not to make a mistake.
Agreed. Not looking too patient. Around the outside, huh?
Looking around the outside of this corner is Bold.
Oh,
And they
Katie!
hit the tires. They need to be patient. They got 15 laps. They are clearly faster. If they do that too much, they're gonna put an early end to their night.
Agreed. You got a lot of speed here, Katie. Take your time.
I had asked her how difficult the invert was going to be on this track, and she said incredibly. So it is hard to pass here, which is why we probably have the shortest invert we've had all season at 14 cars on a sprint race.
I mean, and Katie benefited from finishing 10th, honestly, in the first half. Gave them the opportunity to start up as high up as they did. And they are really lucky that that move they just did put them into a tire barrier and not a cement barrier, because that would have made it a lot more difficult for them. We have a lot of battling going on further down the top 10 there around Ray Bracey and PJ Weeks.
Potential kerfuffle there in the hairpin, I think, maybe around Ray Bracey. I don't know. Jess Story looks like he benefited from it pretty well, though. P6 or P8.
I think I saw something happen. Let's pull up that replay. Go on board Jess, because it was the first driver that showed up as possibly crashed. Contact between Millette and the 20.
That's what happened here. Also, as Sephiroth's asking me about Jake Scarborough, apparently he dropped from 3rd to 20th. So we don't know what happened. I don't know if you can find it, but for now we'll look at Katie Roby once again within a couple of tenths of Ryan Gavel.
Let me see if I can find the happened to Scarborough.
I'm not sure what Jake is saying right now to Vic Bloom, but there's something going on.
Yeah, something about want to talk about it, and I think Jake said no, so maybe a little bit of an incident there for Jake Scarborough.
Not sure what's going on there.
Well, maybe during the race is probably not the best time to talk about it.
Yeah, probably not.
True.
And Katie Roby is going to look inside here. The move is going to be made. Some contact. No, they're still side by side. Ryan Gavel's going to have the advantage here on the inside of the fountain.
Oh, man.
And he maintains the lead. How long can this defense go for? And he did a great job there of blocking off the crossover move by Katie Roby. Just parked it on the apex. But it's only a matter of time.
All right, I found the incident.
All right, let's get stuck in here because we're about to have a pass for the lead. Katie Roby on the inside.
Oh.
They're both sliding all over the place.
Brian is hanging on for this one here.
Oh man, a lock up here. That's going to give Katie a good run down this straight away.
Okay, they're separated a little bit. Here's the incident with the 52.
All right, taking a look here. What happened to the 52? Oh, yeah, he just looped it on his own here, and then he just got stuck on the inside. Unfortunately, his teammate Gilberto ran into him a bit too. Unfortunate there for Jake Scarborough. And that's probably what indirectly led to all that kerfuffle at the hairpin, because all those drivers got bunched up. And look who is third place behind this battle. Cameron Rich. He has found his way back up already into third place. He's Ryan Gavel's biggest fan right now.
Sneaky Cameron Rich. I did not see him peeking into the top 3. And Katie looking really competitive. Wow.
This is gonna be this could be a fun one if Ryan Gavel is able to hold up Katie Roby. Katie needs to be careful here. Save her tires a bit, because Cameron Rich is paying attention here and on his way. James Watson is still in 4th. Gilberto up in 5th place. That invert has worked out well for him. Jess Story 6th. And Caden Tuff's a name that we haven't talked about a lot tonight in 7th place. Oh, Tyler McIntosh almost lost it out of the corner there. And this is Isabella also running in the top 10 right now at half number 2. Ryan Gavel certainly gap Katie Roby just a little bit here on the straights. I think both of their tires were probably extremely heated after that last lap there. they were sliding all over the place. Just need to, both of them just need to compose themselves a bit. And they're actually pulling away from Cameron Rich, which is surprising to me. They've gained about a second this past lap here.
That was a good point. Get separated out here and get running. Katie trying to reset a little bit here with the tires pulled down. Still plenty of time to get that move done. But Cameron, if he wants to get up there, well, he can start moving.
Especially with only 11 laps left. He's already in a position where he's going to have to gain about half a second a lap just to try and get up there.
So David Screen asking what happened to the 77, and I'm trying to find out right now. So once I figure something out, I'll show it to you guys.
Did he get spun, or was he involved? I don't know. I guess we'll find out here.
Well, he was involved in the lap
He was
one
in the lap
skirmish.
one wreck, right?
Yeah. No, but he was running laps, and now he's in pit road. So I'm trying to figure out if something had happened. Maybe the engine gave out, or he had an incident with somebody or by himself. Right now, I'm looking at his last lap, and he's running normal.
Another thing to mention here is Austin Beers is officially out. He has disconnected, and Dylan Thomas is 11. So Dylan Thomas has a legitimate chance here to potentially grab the points lead after tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking at I couldn't find anything.
All right. Maybe Drew. Had
It looks
some
like he just
damage.
pulled down pit road.
Yeah, he just wasn't worth it for him.
Fair enough.
Peppa saying got loose in front of the 95 and they went boom, but
Ryan Gavel kind of got settled in here. Maybe
Yeah.
get a groove going.
I think that Katie might have used too much tire right away. And she was bouncing off of walls and stuff, so we'll see as the race goes on if she's able to reel him back in. We'll see if Cameron can also get up there once the tires start to fall off for Ryan. I know Ryan Gavel has had issues with some tire management earlier on this season.
oh man. That is Cameron Rich smacking the wall. That car is heavily beat up now.
Also saw there in the background, Gilberto right behind James Watson. Gilberto got really loose off the back corner as well.
Ryan Gavel with a big moment to turn 8 there, guys. It's going to be big for Katie.
Got now within half a second.
Super loose. Held on to it, though. Kept it out of the wall, but not good for the pace on the stretch there. After bumper to bumper.
See if Katie jumps at this opportunity, if they're going to learn their lesson and bide their time a little bit here.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
They want to go right now. Cameron Rich now within 4.5 of the leaders.
You think they get the battle? I think big for Cameron.
That's what Cameron's hoping for. But already right away, it seems like Ryan Gallo just has a better drive off the corners than Katie does. So I wonder if Katie has done something to light up their rear tires drastically worse than Ryan Gallo so far.
Yeah, and that's a problem that doesn't typically get better, especially when you're trying to chase down the leader. Those tires only get hotter and hotter.
Find a way to manage it. Hope for maybe another mistake from Ryan Gallo. Oh, Katie smashed the ball. Really, I know we already mentioned it's such a beautiful track to watch a battle on.
Agreed. Y'all do any racing on this one?
I did when OSCA went here 2 or 3 seasons ago now. I didn't do too hot, but it was fun to drive on it.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
wow.
I thought that I had this track because OSCA had gone here 2 or 3 years ago, but that was one of the rare instances where I had to hire an outside broadcasting company to come in because I can't remember what happened, but I was not unable to broadcast that race.
Oh. Welcome to Long Beach. Glad to have you, Carter.
Yeah.
I remember I filled in for, I think it was Ray Bracey that night. Or maybe it was Ray Bracey's teammate. I filled in for either Ray Bracey or Zach Evans that night. And it was not a good night for them in the points because I finished I think 14th in both halves. So not too good. But Katie Roby is right on the rear end. of Ryan Gavel right now. Almost some contact through that corner.
Tough track. These two are getting it done, bumper to bumper.
And Cameron Rich within 3 seconds now.
Wow.
Getting there.
Sneaky
Yeah,
camera.
2.5.
You take the camera off, then he'll gain 2 seconds.
I gotta put the camera back on.
Oh, Dallas Mayan and Dylan Thomas. Oh,
Oh!
man. You cannot go side by side through the fountain section.
That is not.
You say that, but we had a battle for the lead where with Gavel and Roby side by side for a little bit at one point in that fountain section.
Right.
It's possible, just not recommended.
We have 2x2 right now.
Great game.
Oh, Jake Scarborough.
Uh-oh.
That's a track blockage in that corner.
A heavy track blockage.
Okay.
Looks
They
all
get-
cleared
they
though.
get it sorted.
Oh, okay.
What a move by Jake to get it turned back around.
That is something I always try doing when I get involved in a situation like that. I can never get it to work.
Yeah, I just
Oh, someone else just slapped the wall behind Jake there. Don't know who that was. I'll take a look at it here.
already wheeling it right there.
Oh,
Nice,
man.
Oh,
It's a failed crossover.
I don't know if there was.
Oh,
any
me
contact
fine.
there. I
No, there was
I'd have to
contact.
Take a look at the rear end here.
He was trying to cut across, get a good straight break, and he may have got the quarter panel there with my hackathon. And
3 wide.
oh, just
Oh,
so
maybe a
barely.
little net code.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, and that's why I was thinking that it didn't look like there was actual contact. He might have literally just slipped off of the front end of Matt Ackenford, or there was some net code. But a really tight battle was going on. Something was bound to happen, especially with the contact that was going into the fountain section here. And I'll tell you what, Katie Roby has fallen a bit behind Ryan Gavel at the moment, but she is going to be getting bigger and bigger in the windshield of Cameron Rich's car. So Cameron Rich is going to be looking to make a move possibly for second place here. Remember, Cameron Rich had that incident right before pit stops last half. Otherwise, he might have been battling with Connor Jones right to the very end.
Yeah, what a comeback for him. Beat that car to pieces, but got some speed in it. Hold on to the tires the best, visibility. 6 to go, plenty mileage here.
Yeah, the race is going by so quick right now with all the action that we have and with how short it is this time around.
And even with a caution.
And even with a caution, that's right.
Agreed.
Cameron Rich now down to almost 2 seconds. I wonder if the tires are starting to play a factor here.
Oh.
It
Oh,
looks like
man.
it. It looks like it with Ryan Gavel sliding through that corner.
Right on cue. But hanging on, you know?
It's one thing to catch him, it's another pass, as Katie Roby already knows from a couple attempts earlier on in this race.
That is the truth. Wow. That's a photographer.
Cinematic shots here.
Love the multi-cam. Oh, cam.
We're doing Jess Story engaging in a battle here. That's for 5th place.
Jake Scarborough got a meatball flag.
Oh no. Going from bad to worse.
Let's see
What's happened here?
This is the first thing that shows up for him. Did something happen? Or did the car just finally break? Did he take the curb?
Oh.
Well, that'll do it.
Oh man. He tried to correct it and went straight into the barrier.
That hurts.
Unlucky. Just not Jake's night tonight, which is unfortunate because he's really right at the edge of that points battle. He's trying to find his way into the chase-offs.
Being
Once
told to
again,
look at a Dylan Thomas incident, see if maybe I found it.
Wanted to turn 1 here, did he go straight on?
More than likely, if it shows up in turn 1, it's probably an incident. Oh man!
My goodness.
That's a career.
And there's the engine.
That's shades of Jimmy Johnson at Watkins Glen.
What's the green? There you go. Battle for second.
Oh
Kevin
man,
Rich all over the rear end of Katie Roby right now.
better get this done quick, or Ryan's gonna be out of here.
Ryan has gapped Katie now. Almost 2 seconds. Separating first and second place now. But tire wear has definitely played a factor here as we've gotten closer to the end of this thing. And maybe
Big
that's
point.
why Katie wanted to get by Ryan right away. Maybe she knew that the tires were going to go off and that it would be up to her to just hold everybody behind.
Yep, you saw how, like the advantage to Ryan Gavel defending there, and you got to think that's paying huge for him. You got to think back to his defensive moves early in this run for race number 2, now leading the race by almost 2 seconds.
And to think that they were side by side, and I'm pretty sure both Race and I agreed that it was only a matter of time for Katie because she was way faster. But Ryan Gavel braved the storm, and it's, like as you said, paying dividends now.
Well, defensive here.
Maybe this is the move for Cameron.
Oh, offensive for Cameron. Wow.
He wants to get this done. He only has 3 laps once we get to the line here, so he knows it has to be now or never. See if he can set something up into the hairpin.
Oh man.
Oh, he's
Oh,
there.
contact.
Some contact. A little bit of a bump and Kitty Robbie into the tire barrier.
She is not going to be happy about that.
Man.
Cameron Rich is saying it's not intentional, and she responded with some coarse language.
Ooh.
And she's now accusing Cameron Rich of cheating.
Wow.
She has accused Cameron Rich of using traction control.
Words in the voice chat. Wow. Okay, Cameron, get it done.
I don't know what to say to that.
Oh man.
Cameron Rich did not respond. Good choice. I would have been mad. But let's see if Cameron Rich can hunt down Ryan Gavel here.
I'm the better on the mic button sometimes. I get it.
So, as much as I hate it, so actually I should be hitting this up for
Oh.
that. But let's take a look because we were on board. We didn't get the full picture. Let's take a look from one of the camera angles.
I mean, okay, so here's my look. It's a really aggressive pass for second place. I get it, but from the position of Cameron Rich, he's thinking I only have 3 laps if I want to try and catch Ryan Gavel here. And Katie played really defensive, as it's their right to. But Cameron Rich, just kind of gave him the bumper, and Katie still could have made that corner without hitting the barriers, in my opinion. But I understand the frustration as well on Katie's end because I've been on the other end of it, and you just kind of you just get really mad and you don't want to admit any fault, which I don't think Katie actually made a mistake at all in that situation. Just got upset as I would have as well, but I don't think I can fault Cameron Rich for that move. It is a racing deal, an aggressive one, granted, but considering the position of the race, I think it's totally justified. I know you're gonna have a different opinion, Carlos, because one of your drivers is involved, but that's just how I'm looking.
One of my drivers and a former driver.
Yeah.
I agree. Oh man, big loose there from Cameron, but I see both sides. One driver's like, hey, race is coming to an end. I need to get past you. Other driver just got moved. That's racing. Especially stock cars. That's stock car racing.
Stock car racing at a road course. It's not much different than a short track temper. And you do feel for Katie, though, because she went from at one point looking like she was going to run away with this thing if she was able to get by Ryan to now relegated to third with no hope, really, of catching. Let's see if Ryan Gavel can hang on here one more lap. And the gap is closing, but I don't think it's going to close enough. I think Ryan Gavel, barring a mistake, should be able to hang on and win this one here.
And what a drive. What a defensive drive. Paid off big. Let's not speak too soon.
So that was an epic battle between Gavel and Katie for that half a lap where they were side by side. Little contact, but
Agreed.
you know, nothing bad happened.
The gap is significantly closing, but Gavel doesn't really need to stress about it. There's not going to be enough time for Cameron Rich here. Gavel just needs to keep it steady.
Really
D West.
won't play a factor here.
D West in YouTube chat saying, "Hey, how about old James Watson right now in P4 inspirational drive?" And I actually kind of feel bad for Watson because he did give me an in-car camera, which I did not use. So here's his in-car camera for Watson. I do apologize, Watson. I'll hook you up next race. I'll get you shown there for a little bit.
James Watson has had a really quiet half. We haven't really had to talk about him too much, but D West is smart to point him out here. 4th place. It's a good, strong running. And Ryan Gavel coming around the final corner. Ryan Gavel's going to win half number 2 here. Kevin Rich will be forced to finish 2nd in both halves. And looks like Katie Roby's going to finish 3rd here. We did have a pass for 5th place, by the way. Just recently, Jess Story got by Gilberto Javier Gamera. James Watson will come home in 4th here. Jess is going to end up finishing in 5th place. And Gilberto will be 6th. Connor McIntosh looks like he, barring a mistake, will be 7th. And DJ Weeks in 8th. Isabella 9th. Caden Tuff's 10th. Everybody's pretty well spread out here at this point.
What a race. Even when they were side by side, trading time back and forth, and then Cameron sneaks in there at the end.
Oh, what's happening back there? Who's drifting?
Caden Tuffs.
Sorry,
That was for the
Race.
fans. Maybe just celebrating that race one more time. Well, that's Caden Tubbs. Who am I kidding? Apologize. Caden, not Kynan.
Where did
What?
Kynan finish? Kynan finished
15th, 16th.
15th. Respectable for the heavy damage that he got.
Yeah.
In,
And
first
I don't
lap.
know if you guys were listening to the driver chat there. Ryan Gavel was poking fun of how he got the transfer spot there for the invert with Dylan Thomas wrecking. He said, "Thank you, Dylan Thomas, for the win." So
Vince got wrecked lap 1 and finished P9, says David Westergreen. That he did.
So an exciting night tonight. Didn't have the battle for the lead that we were hoping for at the end of either half, but lots of excitement was had throughout the rest of the field. Some controversial statements. I don't know if we're going to want to hear from Katie here, maybe in the interview process.
Well, for
Definitely,
sure, we need to interview half one winner, or excuse me, feature winner and sprint winner, and then I'll let you guys decide who you guys want, if you guys want to speak to Katie or not.
I don't know about Katie, but Race, I know who I want to talk to. I want to talk to Ray Bracey about half number 1.
Yeah, we can bring him
I
up.
think that'd be great.
Yeah, we'll talk to him in a couple of moments here. As we watch Ryan Gavel burn it down and celebrate here. We'll also have to see who actually goes into interview waiting and actually wants to talk to us, because they don't want to talk to us. I think
True.
there's-
Maybe give Katie their space and give a little breather after that one. Still got a good P2.
We're just waiting for half number 1 winner, Conan Jones, to hop into interview waiting. Before we do that, let's take a look at the final results here, if you don't mind, Carlos.
You know, I do mind.
No, well,
I had a joke set up. I couldn't set up to it.
okay, it sounds good. So finishing off the sprint results, not the feature results. Ryan Gavel finishing 1st, Cameron Rich 2nd, Katie Roby in the podium position of 3rd place, James Watson 4th, Jess Story 5th. Rounding out your top 10, you have Gilberto Javier Gamera 6th, Ty McIntosh 7th, DJ Weeks 8th, Vincent Isabella 9th, and Caden Tuffs coming home with a top 10 in the sprint.
Need to hand me that pen, Carlos. We got Dallas, my hand to P11, Ray Bracey P12, Tristan Millette P13, Matt Hackathorn P14, Zach Evans P15, Kynan Jones P16, Dave Carpenter P17, Thomas Capuano P18, Tim Conrad P19. Is that Neil Rutt III in P20?
And finishing off the rest of the field here in the sprint, Jake Scarborough 21st, Dylan Thomas 22nd, Austin Beers 23rd. With Dylan Thomas just in front of him, I believe that means that Austin Beers should hang on to the points lead after tonight. Adam Peeler 24th, Brent Jones 25th, Jordan Tarble 26th, Drew Eisman 27th, Rashid Coles in 28th, and Alex Kenton after sending, who was it that he sent flying in at the start there, finishing in 29th. And I believe Kynan Jones is ready, so let's bring Kynan Jones up here, and we'll talk to him about that half-one win. Kynan, there's been several times this season where us in the broadcast booth thought that it was going to happen for you,
Kynan.
but tonight it finally did.
Look, we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about what just happened there on the broadcast. But Kynan, I'm disappointed that your heart rate monitor fell off because I would have loved to see what it was. But how does it feel to get the monkey off your back? It's been a long time, but you finally are once again an OSCA winner.
Man, I had no confidence going in tonight. I knew I was good at this track, but looking at some people, I was like, they're gonna probably be quicker. I mean, Katie and Cameron did look to be the better car on the long stretch, but I just had the extra consistency. But I'm not sure if the emotion came through on broadcast or not, but even just getting the pole and then transferring it over. And with all the bad fortune I've had this week, and just this year in general, I can't find words.
Definitely a feel-good win here for the OSCA community. I know we could talk forever about your win. I want to talk to you about what you saw there at the start of half number 2 with that track blockage. Vic deemed it a racing incident. I would agree with that statement. What did you see from your car?
So I knew roughly when we were going to be going, and with being so far back on a rolling side, people behind are going to be carrying more speed. So I was just taking my time, and then I just see everyone start washing up instead of keeping it down low, and then it just seemed like the 77 may have gone a little bit loose, tried to cut down, and then I'm not sure if he hit the brake at all, but there was some sort of checkup, which then I had no real time to react, especially when I had so much more confidence going for the right-hander, and yeah.
Well, still a valiant
Wasn't a good way
effort
to
to still a valiant effort though for you to get back into P16 with all the damage that you had, so you can go home riding that. And you were talking about the emotions if it came through on the broadcast. I don't think we saw it after the pole, but we definitely saw it after the end of the race. Definitely with your broken headset there, you took the wheel off. You looked like you're having a great time. It was very nice to see. Do you have anybody that you'd want to shout out here?
First of all, happy birthday to Tim. It was good to get a win for the team and to break the winless streak. So go check out Weekend Woodsmen on YouTube. Thank you everyone for watching the broadcast. Joel for putting it on. Vic for dealing with our rubbish every week and putting on this league. It's my favorite league, and if I had to choose a day that I look forward to most, it has to be this one. So it's so bloody nice to get back into victory lane. I nearly said a bad word, but thankfully managed to stop myself.
Well, we appreciate it, and it's a good point. You got a birthday win for your boss there. Congratulations, Kynan. Hopefully this isn't the last time we're talking to you about a win this season.
Well, earlier this season, when you asked me, or I'm not sure who asked me, but asked me what's my thoughts on, I said keep an eye out for Knoxville and Long Beach because stuff is going to happen.
And here we are. It did happen for you. Congratulations once again, Kynan, and we'll hopefully see you again next week.
Probably not. I'm terrible at Auto Club.
Okay, there's the Kynan we know and love. All right. So there was our feature winner, Kynan Jones. I'm going to bring up who won. Ryan Gavel, that's right, for the sprint, and I'll hand it over to you, Race.
Hey, Ryan Gavel, congrats on winning race number 2. Let's just get right into it. How'd that play out? 14th in race number 1, get the invert starting on the front row, pole for race 2. How'd you get it done? What was it like having Katie breathing down your neck?
Yeah, definitely a little bit of luck. I mean, that first half did not go very well. I mean, I definitely wasn't the fastest car out there. I thought I'd be quicker, but I mean, Kynan and a couple other drivers out there were friggin' fast. And I was, I think, in a good spot to run 4th. I know some guys made some mistakes in that first half. Maybe I would have run 2nd or 3rd or something. But I drove it straight in the wall. I thought I was in 2nd gear, but I was actually in 3rd going into turn 1 of those times, and it threw me off. And I put it in the wall, and it gave me a meatball. Even though it was just 30 seconds, it forced me to have to pit an extra time during the half, and it was damaged. So it screwed me up, but it worked out a little bit in the end because at the very end of that first half, I didn't think there was a chance I was going to get to the invert to the top 14, but I snuck in. I think with like 2 to go, I got the spot. So that put me on the pole for the second half, and I knew Katie was close and had a lot of speed, and I knew there was still a chance that Rich and and Kynan were going to drive through the field, but got lucky with the fact that it just took them too long to get up there because Cam Rich was fast, and I think Kynan got tore up in a wreck actually, and had to fight with Katie there, which was a lot of fun. I know we had some good fun battling there up for the lead through the first half of that second half, and really through the whole thing. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys are wheeling it. It was great watching you and Katie. I mean, bumper to bumper through the fountain. Really watching you put up a good defense. Any thoughts running through your head when you watch Cameron Rich cross over to P2 in the relative?
You know, I got a little nervous. I was saying it in our shift in the team group chat or the Discord that I knew if I had 2-second gap with 2 or 3 to go that I think I'd be able to hold it off, and it got close. I think I ran a really good lap with 2 to go and maintained the gap at about 2 seconds, so that made it pretty easy to run that last lap kind of at a conservative pace to an extent that I just was able to maintain the gap and keep him out of striking distance. So yeah, it worked out. Just had enough, and it took him just long enough to get to me that I was able to not have to make any mistakes to keep it out front.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. Good win. Anyone you'd like to shout out?
Shout out to the team, obviously Shift. All the guys had a good run tonight. Got some good points. And glad I got to win that second half because the 14th and half one was definitely not what I was looking for. But it worked out. Who knows how it would have gone if I ran 4th or 5th or whatever in that first half. I could have ended up wrecked before the end of the first lap. So glad I was able to bounce back after that tough first half. Thanks to Vic and everybody who runs the league, all the competitors out there, at least from what I saw, it was a lot of fun and some good racing, good hard racing. You guys up in the booth, of course, do a great job. I'll have to watch this one back. I love seeing myself win. Nothing better.
Heck yeah, thanks. Well, that's all for me. Anything for you, Carlos, Nathaniel?
I think we've covered the bases, but yeah, congratulations, Ryan, on a good half, and thanks for entertaining us there with your battle there with Katie, as you mentioned.
Yeah, glad I made it fun. That first half was boring, right?
No, it was still good. Thank you, Ryan, and we'll hopefully talk to you again as soon as next week.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, that was Ryan Gavel. The first person I want to bring up here, I think, is Ray Bracey, and then maybe we can talk to Cam as well because he finished second in both halves. But let's bring up Ray here. Ray, just wanted to talk to you about maybe not so much your second half, maybe not as exciting as what you wanted, but your first half there. You started up front, missed the corner, and then worked your way all the way back up into the top 5. So how was that for you inside that car?
Yeah, that was actually really fun. Obviously, I was really mad at myself. Just couldn't believe I locked it up. But to be able to run all the way back without a caution, I was like, that's probably more rewarding than getting like potentially second or third from that race anyway. So I don't know. It was win-win at the end. For me.
Yeah, no, it was definitely exciting for us to watch here. Race, do you have anything you want to ask Ray about?
Nothing, Ray. Just really great watching your race. You're wheeling that thing in both races. Great comeback in race 1. Getting it done for the race squad. That's what I'm talking about. Have a great evening.
Yeah, thank you. That was a fun one.
Yeah, we have to keep these little extra interviews short here, but do you have anybody you want to shout out here?
Just my teams, Offshore Racing, and my wife. Love you.
Woo! I'm sure Bojo is also proud of that performance tonight from you there.
He will be. He's asleep, though.
Oh,
Oh, I just saw the picture that popped up for your name.
You'll have to show him. You'll have to show him the replay tomorrow when he wakes up. But thanks, Ray. Thanks for putting on a good show, and we'll talk to you hopefully next week.
Thanks for having me.
All right, and then we'll talk to Cameron here. Race, you've had him out of your house, so I'll let you handle this one here.
Cameron, you've been in my house. You slept in my house. Great racing tonight. Ran podium in both races. Tell us how you did it. Tell us about the tire wear.
Oh, it was horrible. Oh, before I talk about myself, I do have to apologize to Katie. I don't know what it looked like on the broadcast, but I was doing my damnedest to try to not hit her. I was literally running lines to try to just keep speed up and not hit her. I have a lot of respect for her, so I know she's a little bit mad at me. Fair play. I hope we can resolve it because I really just wasn't trying to hit her. I wanted to have a good race and see what I could do. So just had to get that out of the way first. I mean, really both races were pretty messy. I slammed the wall pretty hard both races, and probably, at least in that second half, threw away what probably could have been a win. But you know, it doesn't really matter. I had a whole lot of fun. Nobody was touching the 73 in half one. We know that. So I don't know what he was doing, but we all weren't doing that for sure. And he had a really good race. So congrats to him.
Awesome, and you know, great words for Katie. I think we just kind of looked at it in the booth. You know, that's just kind of stock car racing. You know, Katie's race for P2. You got laps closing in. It was just stock car racing, but great apology, Cameron. Is there anyone you'd like to shout out this evening?
I want to shout out Drew and Richard. He's not here. Just really that. I saw some of the comments in chat that said it looked like a bad bump and run. There was no intention on my part for ever having any contact with the I think it was the 45. So I just want to apologize again. I know we both weren't running for points, so it was kind of just like a thing. But I don't race like that, so I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to go out here and wreck people or drive like a dummy or something. So. That's it.
For sure. Appreciate your words, Cameron. Daniel, Carlos, y'all got anything?
I think that's it. Definitely good to hear an apology, but I know that you were doing what you felt like you had to do to get for the win, so I totally respect the decision. Are you going to be racing with us next week, Cam?
No, I'm not going to be here next week. So.
All right. Well. We'll see you the next time that you're in here. Hopefully we get you another chance here to maybe get a win. And thank you for putting on a good show for us, and have a good night.
Thanks, guys. You have a good one.
All right, that's just about it. I need to address something that I did not look in the comments until now. D West says, Cherry, you and I both know we wouldn't be real happy to run like that. D West, look, I think I admitted that. I'm just trying to be impartial here up in the booth. But I will admit, I would be a lot more mad than Katie was, honestly. I probably would.
Yeah, I think everybody would be upset.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think that from an outside perspective, it was just an unfortunate racing incident, a stock car incident, I guess, is what Race put it like. But is there anything else we need to mention here before we wrap up and head to Auto Club next week, Carlos?
No. Let you guys finish it off for us tonight.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to 3Y TV for tonight's presentation of the 2024 OSCA Weekend Woodsman Series from, I forgot where we were for a second. Holy crap. Where are we? Long Beach, Ram Racing Concepts 110. For Race Clark and Carlos Acosta, I'm Nathaniel Cherry. Have a great night. We'll see you next week.
Pushkin is the name of the cat, not Pocho. Which the comments made sure to say that.
No,